Hey, I'm Mike, and this is how you farm Sharkbait's favorite crackers in Freehold, which is located in the southeast part of Tiergard Sound. When you enter, make sure you take a right and just follow the path of the bridge. Also, before you enter, make sure to set to mythic, and make sure when you enter, the chat says that it is set to mythic because this mount drops off the last boss in this dungeon and only on mythic. This patrol that I'm highlighting, you can just wait for them to go away, get out of your way, and just continue to the bridge. They just go left and right. When you go across the bridge, you'll pull the Iron-Tide Enforcer that is on there, and he'll pull a couple of extra ads beside him as well. Just run in the middle of the bridge just to get everyone to come to you. That way those extra ads aren't pulling the patrol that is going back and forth, because you don't want to pull extra stuff in here. It's about a 5-minute run. It'll get a lot quicker with time, but these guys, they don't really do a whole lot. The Iron-Tide Enforcer has a brutal backhand that knocks you back. Just make sure you're facing your back is anywhere but the direction you came, because you don't want to get knocked back into the patrol. You cannot get knocked off this bridge. It has an invisible wall, so don't worry about that. There are two Iron-Tide, Bone Saw ads that heal, and there's also a crack shot ad that just range, doesn't really matter. On this bridge, there's also some swirlies and green puddles that are going to spawn to avoid them. After the bridge, take a right and go up over the rooftops and skipping the Council of Captains fight, and you're going to make your way to the next bridge. If there is an Iron-Tide Crusher, which I'm highlighting right now, you can just wait for him to patrol away. If you wanted to kill him, I guess you could, but I would imagine it takes more time to kill him than it does to just wait for him to patrol away. At the end of this bridge, there are two ads, a Ravager and a Stormcaller. Pull them, and then again, run to the middle of the bridge, just so you have distance separation between you guys, and that way they're not pulling the patrol that's behind them. Because what happens is if you pull these guys and they pull the patrols, they'll also pull a third set of mobs to the right of this bridge when you exit it, and it's just really annoying, so best not to do that. The Ravager buffs with Painful Motivation, which you can interrupt, but I don't, and then the Stormcaller is Lightning Bolt and Thundering Squall. I typically interrupt Thundering Squall because it does a little bit more damage than I'd like it to, so that's it. You kill those two ads, you're going to make your way across the bridge. Again, if the patrols are here, just wait for them to go away. You're going to go up this little ramp here. It might take a couple of times to do that, but it's actually one of the easier ones. There's not really a lot of skill required to go up that bridge, like you don't have to glitch anything, so you're going to pull the boss, you're going to bring him to this little corner on this platform, and you're going to pop all your cooldowns and start killing him. He does a few things in this fight, one of which is a knockback ability, and if your back is in the corner here, you're just going to get knocked into it and not much is going to happen. So that's why I pull him in this corner. The next thing he does is called Cannon Barrage, where he'll spawn swirlies underneath you. So as you're going to see, it's coming up right now. I think he spawns 5 in total, and the way to deal with it is you're just going to move to the other corner of this platform, and then you're going to ping pong between the two corners. The stuff that's on the ground right now, it's going to disappear by the time the next Cannon Barrage finishes, so you can just wait for it to go away and then go back into that corner. The ad that comes out, if you're ranged, you can kill it. If you're melee, once it hits you, it just explodes for a little bit of damage. Honestly, I didn't even notice it doing that much damage, so you can probably just ignore it even if you're ranged. But if you take a look at how I'm doing Cannon Barrage, this is the most effective way to do it. I guess since you don't really need to do it this way since you have so much time and space. But since it does drop 5, the way it works is the first 2 that it spawns, I drop them on top of me, because by the time the third, about half a second after the third one spawns, the first swirly will explode. So just to max my space, as you see, I drop 1, 2, and then I start moving. I drop the third one, fourth one, and the 5th one, kind of on top of each other that way, just to maximize space. So again, the first 2 that spawn, by the time the third one spawns, the first one is exploding, if that makes sense. So you can kind of stack 2 swirlies on top of each other each time. That's just the way I do it. Again, you don't have to do it, but just to maximize space, you can. But in terms of this mount, it is just an ugly looking parrot IMO, and it has a low drop rate. I don't know it exactly, but I imagine it's under 1% or something along those lines. It does drop off of this boss only on Mythic once again, so make sure you are on Mythic when you're doing this. If you are a class that can heal, it's really going to help you out in here, but because if I didn't have my heals, I would not have been able to solo this, but at worst case, it is too manable. So good luck, have fun, and hopefully you get it. See ya.